At the time that I went to Dr. Taylor, I was going through a crisis in my life. I don't know if it was an early midlife change or whatever, but it felt like I was going through just a whole bunch of confusion. I would, walk around feeling lousy. I didn't have any energy. I seemed to get irritated really easily about everything. Didn't want to be around any noise, people, just kind of feeling withdrawn and feeling like I just, there was something just missing and I couldn't figure out what it was. I was losing sleep at night. I wasn't eating properly. Wasn't getting the proper amount of rest that I needed and making me grouchy and irritable and just, reacting to everything. So, it was just a whole lot of things going on at one time that became very overwhelming to me. So that's pretty much what it was. With my husband, as far as he was concerned, I was just going every day, feeling like I'm okay, dealing with what I had to deal with. And, when he got on my nerve, I just felt like, that's pretty much what it was. He was just being, unreasonable to deal with. I never really, how you never look at yourself and say, well, is it something wrong with me, or, am I going through something that I'm not supposed to be going through? You just don't really think like that. So, when I would just lash out at him, I never really, really thought about it could be me going through menopause. I just thought it was just, he was just being himself, getting on my nerve. And I didn't know what to tie it to, so that's pretty much what it was. My husband brought me to Dr. Taylor because after pounding on him for quite some time and he just got tired of it, I remember coming in from work one afternoon and he was like, something, I found this doctor that, I think I want you to go and talk to and see if he can help you. And I'm like, help me do what? I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with me. And I kept telling him, you keep thinking something is wrong with me, and there's nothing wrong with me. I'm fine. Maybe you need to go to the doctor. I'm good. And he kept saying no. He said, just, I want you to try, this doctor. I want you to try going the holistic way and see whether or not we can, get you some help. And so one afternoon I came in from work. He told me, he said, I called the doctor's office and I made an appointment for you. And I'm like, what doctor are you talking about? And he said, Dr. Taylor. And I'm like, who's Dr. Taylor? And he said, he's the doctor, the holistic doctor that I was telling you about. And I want you to go and see him. And you're going to go on this day at this time. And I thought that was just, that was the end. I was like, okay, you just pushing me to go to this doctor. And that's how I ended up going. I actually decided just to keep down confusion, just to go on. And when I went, I met Dr. Taylor, and I mean, he was such an amazing person that I was like, okay, well, I think I might just try him and see how things are going to work out. And that was just a peace and a calm that I felt when I walked in his office. He has this way of making you just feel really comfortable and, where you can open up and talk to him. So I felt that, and I sat down and I talked to him, and I think I probably cried. I broke down and cried because I would do that at the drop of a dime too. So just meeting Dr. Taylor really, really, really helped me. First of all, what he did was he did a saliva testing on me. And he told me that he would send that off. He gave me the vials, told me to go home and, told me what to do. I filled the vials and sent them off to the lab. And when he got the results back, he called me in and gave me the results and put me on a regimen of drugs for the estrogen. My estrogen level was low. He put me on progesterone and told me that I was supposed to be on progesterone, which I never was with the Premarin, and that's something that, medical doctors really don't tell you. They put you on estrogen. They never mention, none of the doctors that I ever went to ever mentioned progesterone. This, because Dr. Taylor said that they were supposed to be, you know, you're supposed to do it together, not separate from one another. So I never knew that. So he put me on the progesterone and the estrogen, the estradiol, which is a patch that I only have to use once a week, which is great for me because I'm not really good at taking pills, and that really helps. So I take the patch once a week, and along with the progesterone cream, which I rub on my skin, and that takes care of the hot flashes, and it takes care of the mood swings. It helps me to sleep, keeps me calm, and then he also put me on some other medication that really calmed me down as far as keeping me, you know, from like going off on my husband and killing him. So that was amazing, you know, the regimen that he has me on, and it's working still to this day. Well, the difference between seeing Dr. Taylor and my regular OBGYN doctor was the fact that Dr. Taylor spends a lot of time talking with you about what's actually going on with you. He asks questions. He doesn't, see, going to a regular doctor, most of the time when you go in, they have you on this schedule where, you know, you like almost like you're on rotation. You know, you got 5, 10, 15 minutes to get done whatever needs to get done in the office, and there are very few questions that they're asking because of the fact that they have so many people to see. Well, when going in to see Dr. Taylor, you sit down and you actually talk with him, and he listens, and he wants to know, you know, he was asking me questions about what is going on, how do you feel, you know, what's going on with you at the time that you're feeling that. He really questions you to find out what's really happening, whereas other doctors kind of treat you as to, they ask you a few questions and then they treat you from what they hear, what they think that's wrong with you. Dr. Taylor, what he does is he listens for, you know, he listens to what you're saying, and then he runs tests. Going to a medical doctor when they're checking your thyroid, all they're doing is something like this and saying, well, oh, your thyroid feels real good, so we're not really worried about that. They don't really run a test to find out, you know, whether or not your actual thyroid is low or whatever, or your adrenal gland, you know, your adrenals are low or whatever. They never do that. They don't go into the extensive testing, you know, like Dr. Taylor does. And he's really, really good at asking questions, you know, that really get down to the issue that you're having, you know, so that he can resolve the issue. And that's what he's done. That makes me feel safe. I feel safe going to Dr. Taylor. I feel safe putting my life in his hands, because now I feel like, you know, I finally found somebody who really knows me, and I can go to him and just say, well, you know, Dr. Taylor, I feel this way today. And he will, oh, well, okay, well, I know what that is, so we can deal with that. You know, we can add this, and then, you know, let me know how that works for you. And if not, we can change it, you know, and that's what we do. So I really feel blessed to have him as a doctor.